what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you started on this review, work through some of these to get you started, let you work on it for a while, and then we'll come back and go over some of the rest of them together. Okay, so number 1 says there are 15 oranges and 12 apples in a fruit bowl. What is the ratio of apples to oranges? Okay, good. So the order matters here. So apples to oranges. So how many apples are there? 12. Okay, so let me write it like this. So apples to oranges is our ratio. There's 12 apples and there are 15 oranges. So simplify that. 3 goes into both of them. Okay? That's it. That's all you got to do on that. Ratio of apples to oranges is 4 to 5. Okay, number 2 talks about this swimming pool. And you're going to have a few problems like this on your test where, it's talking about it. And especially on this, a swimming pool, very easy to draw. Make sure you draw the picture. It'll help out a whole lot, okay? So we've got this swimming pool.
It's 50 feet long.
And the scale drawing is 12 wide, 18 long. Then on the real one, okay, obviously I can't keep it to scale, but it's going to be 50 long, and we're looking for the width.
Oh, so don't you put 50 over 18 and x over 12?
Yep, that's one way. I'm going to write it like this. 18 is to 50, as 12 is to x, which is the exact same thing as what you said. 18 is to 50 as 12 is to x. And so then we just cross multiply and solve for x. So we get 600 equals 18x divided by 18. And 600 divided by 18 is what? Okay, so it's 33.33 repeating. And that's feet. Yep, 33.33 feet. Okay, number 3. A triangle has lengths of 8, 10, and 15. Give a set of side lengths that would be similar. So we could give 100 different answers here. But I'm just going to give a basic one here. So we've got one that's 8, 10, and 15. All right, so I'm just pulling this out of my hat here, out of the clear blue. Just say the scale factor is 3, okay? We could say the scale factor is 10, whatever, just to give an example of this. So if the scale factor is 3, how long is this side going to be?
That's going to be 30.
30, yep. Remember, scale factor, all you do is it's the number that scales by. So it's the number you multiply these dimensions by. Bottom one would be 24, and then this one right here would be 45. So to an 8, 10, 15, if you had a 24, 30, 45 triangle, those would be similar to each other. Okay, I'm going to have you just skip number 4. Okay, let's talk about number 5. I'm not going to work it out, but let's just talk about this. So I want to find the value of n, assuming these two are similar to each other. Okay, how would I set this up to find n? 5 is to n as 9 is to 12. Okay, that's one way to set it up. Like I've said through this whole unit, there's always more than one way to set it up and get the right answer. There's more than one way to set it up to get the wrong answer. But there's always more than one way to set it up to get the right. So let me give you one more way that you could set it up that would work. So if you said 5 is to 9 as n is to 12, that's another way that would work perfect. It's going to give you the same thing because in both of those, you see it's the 5 times the 12 on both of them, and you're going to be dividing by 9. So it's going to give you the same answer. So it's going to be 60 divided by 9 on that one. So pretty much everything's going to fall in line with that, pretty close. So that'll give you a good start. So go ahead and get grouped up, work on this. We'll come back at the end of the class and go over some of these together. All right, so back to number 5. So we have 5 times 12 is 60 equals 9n divided by 9. And what do you get on that? So like 5.4, is that right? No, that's not right.
I got 6.636. 6 point, yeah. It is 5.7.
6.66.
Yeah, it's 6.7. That's right. Okay. All right, number 6. All right, so you got this pirate ship. All right, you got a real one, you got the model one. So the real one is 60 feet long, and then on the model one, it's 18 inches in length. So 60 feet here, 18 inches here. Okay, on the original one, the mast, that's the thing that holds the sail, is 18 feet tall, and we want to know how tall the mast is on the scale one. Okay, so they're similar. So 18 is to x as what? 60 is to 18. Okay, so we have 18 times 18. 324 equals 60x divided by 60. And what does that give you? Okay, there's the 5.4. I knew there was somewhere in there. Okay, 5.4 inches. Okay, number 7. All right, I'm looking for this right here. Now, as I think about down here on the bottom, okay, the whole thing is 10 all the way across, and from here to here is 6. So how far is it from here to here?
4.
It's got to be 4, right? Because 6, and then the 4 there gets the total of 10. So now I'm not even thinking about the 10. I'm just using those numbers right there. So I'm going to say like x is to 6 as 8 is to 4. X is to 6 as 8 is to 4. So you get 48 equals 4x divided by 4. So x should equal 12. Which makes sense because if you go from here to here, that's just doubling that, right? 4 times 2 is 8. So 6 times 2 should give you 12 here. All right, number 8. So m minus 8 times 8 is what? 8m minus 64. And 4 times 2 is 8. Add 64 to both sides. 8m equals 72 divided by 8. And so m equals 9. Okay, number 9. What is 6 times 7n plus 9? Okay, 42n plus 54. And then 5 times 9 is 45. All right, so we subtract 54 from both sides. So that gives you negative 9 divided by 42. And at some decimal, I'm just going to leave it as a fraction, negative 9 over 42. Okay, on the next page, I want you to go ahead and skip number 10. Okay. All right, so on number 11, I'm looking for this piece from here to here. All right, so the whole side over there, 8 is to that 6, as 16 is to the piece that I'm looking for. So 8 is to 6, as 16 is to x. We get 96 equals 8x divided by 8. And so x equals 12. Yep. All right, number 12. And this problem's kind of messed up because it's not really drawn to scale because you got 7 on the bigger one and 14 on the smaller one. That doesn't make sense, but we're going to go with it. Okay, so x is to 6 as 7 is to 14. So 42 equals 14x. Divide both sides by 14. And so x should equal 3. Okay, then to find y here, okay, this C and R go together. And so remember on similar triangles, similar anything, any polygon, when they're similar, the angles are congruent. So how big would angle C be right here if this is 70 and if this is 30? It would have to be 80 degrees, right, to add up to 180. So this right here is 80 degrees. All right? So on this one, assuming these are similar, okay, 8 is to 12 as 6 is to x. 8 is to 12 as 6 is to x. So 72 equals 8x. Divided by 8. And so x should equal 9 here. Okay, on number 14. For two triangles to be similar, the angles are congruent and the sides are proportional. For two triangles to be similar, or for any polygon for that matter to be similar, the angles are congruent, sides are proportional. Okay, number 15, to find x, so 6 is to 10 as 3 is to x. So 30 equals, 6x divided by 6, and x should equal 5. Which again makes sense. From here to here is half, so here to here has got to be half. All right, number 16. Okay, so we're looking for how far it is from A to T. So I'm looking for this right here. Okay, and so this angle is 90 degrees, this angle is 90. These two angles are congruent because they're vertical, so they're similar triangles. So the x over here, what matches up or what number corresponds to that on the other triangle? The 40, exactly. So x is to 40 as 180 is to 160. Okay, so when you cross multiply, you get 7,200 equals 160x. Divide by 160, and what do you get? You get 45. Okay, number 17. A certain tree casts an 18-foot shadow. Okay, at the same time, there's a 5-foot woman that casts a 3-foot shadow. So we want to know how tall that tree is. Okay, that'll work. 18 is to 3 is x is to 5. So you get 3x equals 50, 40, 90. Divide by 3, x equals 30. And then on the back, skip number 19 and 22. There's not really going to be any problems like that on your test. Change it up just a little bit. Okay, on the back. All right, on this one I'm looking for TS. So what number corresponds to that one on the other triangle?
Or H and G.
The 8. Yep, HG. So 18 is to X.
27 is to 36.
Okay, but we set it up 18 first here. So 18 is to X as 36 is to 27. So we get 36x equals 18 times 27. Forgot, what's 18 times 27? 486, divide both sides by 36. 13.5, 13.5. Okay, so on number 20, all the congruent angles. So angle A is congruent to E, D is congruent to H, C is to G, V is to F. That's easy to see. And then corresponding sides, so like AD goes to EH, AB goes to EF. That should be pretty simple. So on number 21, these are similar. All the angles are congruent. So 10 is to X as 6 is to 12. 6X equals 120 divided by 6. So X is just 20 here.
Wait, I got 5.
Because you have them flipped upside down somewhere. I put 10 over X. Okay? And then I've got to do the same thing here. I've got to put the 6 over 12. So do you have 10X equals 12 over 6? Is that what you have it written?
I have 10 over 6 equals 6.
Okay, so if you have 10 over 6, it would have to be...
No, I have X over 10.
Oh, you have X over 10. Okay, I'm sorry. X over 10, it would have to be what?
6 over 10.
Okay, and all right, so if you did it like that, so if you said X over 10, you've got to keep it consistent. You've got to put the 12 over 6 like that. Okay? So there's a lot of ways to set it up. You just got to make sure you're consistent in the way you do it. All right, on this one, so 20 is to 18 as X is to 9. So 18X equals 180 divided by 18, so X is 10. Okay, on these last ones, we're determining whether they're similar or not. Okay, so to get from 4 to 8, what do you have to multiply by?
2.
By 2, okay? Now, to get from 3 to 7, do you multiply by the same thing?
No.
No. And actually, if you work it out, it has to be 3 times 2.33 gives you 7. So are you multiplying by a constant scale factor here?
No.
No, that means these are not similar because you're multiplying by different numbers, so you're skewing it to where it's not keeping them similar. You have to multiply by a constant number on all the dimensions. Okay, so to get from 3 to 5, is that going to be the same number you used to get from 3 to 5? Yeah, I mean, obviously, that has to be similar. All the way around there. Okay, on number 8, from 8 to 6, you have to multiply by 0.75. And to get from 5 to 4, you have to multiply by 0.8. So are you multiplying by a constant scale factor? Nope. Since these two numbers are different, that tells me these are not similar to each other. One dimension is scaling differently than another one, and it's not keeping it proportional. Okay, so again, anything you have on your orange paper, you can use that on your test tomorrow.